Okay, hi guys, how are you doing writing your articles? Have you finished yet? Okay, if not, remember I really want them by Friday if possible. Okay, how are you doing stuck at home? I hope everything's okay with you. Well, for today's class, nice and simple, we're going to do a quick revision class, alright? So, if you have a look at page 91 in your book, okay? Page 91 is all about the vocabulary from Unit 7. Okay, so if you look at the word list, there's a bunch of vocabulary about travel, phrasal verbs, other, and extra. Okay, all of this was in Unit 7, and this is not an exam, so you can look back in Unit 7 to help you do the exercises. Okay. Now, in exercise 1, 2 and 3 is all related to the vocabulary that's here. Okay. In exercise 1, you need to choose the correct option in each sentence. In number 2, you have 3 options to choose from to complete the sentences. And in exercise 3, complete the leaflet with the vocabulary in the box. Okay. So this page is super easy. On the next page is the review of the grammar for Unit 7. And that's what we're going to have a quick look at now before you do the unit check. Okay, so if we start with the relative clauses. Okay, I hope you can see this okay. All right. Now we started off looking at defining relative clauses. Remember, the defining relative clauses are those ones which are necessary to understand the sentence. Okay? What pronouns do we use in defining relative clauses? Well, for people, we use who or that. Remember, both are possible in defining relative clauses. For things, we use which or that. For places, we use where. And for possessions, we use whose. Okay, fairly simple. Now remember, defining relative clauses have no commas. All right? Now, look at these 2 sentences. Which relative pronouns do we use to complete the sentences? What do you think? In number 1, don't laugh at the teacher does video classes. Which relative pronoun do we use? Good. We use who because it refers to the teacher and, yes, I am a person. Okay? What about the second one? Nat is giving you homework you have to do. Good. We use which. Okay? Which refers to homework, which is a thing. Remember, for both of these sentences, we could also use that. Okay? Now, in which of these sentences can we take away the relative pronoun? What do you think? Number 1 or number 2? Did you choose number 1? I'm afraid that's incorrect. Look at the relative clause in number 2, which you have to do. What's the action in this clause? Have to do. And who is the subject, the person who does the action? Good. It's you. All right, what is the object, which is the thing or person which receives the action? That's right. The object is homework, which is our relative pronoun. If the relative pronoun is the object of the clause, then you can take it out. You don't have to, but you can. All right, fairly simple, no problems. Remember, if you have any questions, you can look back in your book or you can email me and I'll get back to you. Okay? Now, the other thing which we did in class was some modal verbs. Okay? Now, just to be careful with must and have to, because in positive, must and have to both have a meaning of obligation. They're more or less the same, although must is more of a personal obligation. But be careful, because in negative, they are not the same. In negative, mustn't we use for a prohibition. It's not possible. Don't have to means it's not necessary. You can, but it's not necessary. Okay? Also, be really careful in the past and the future. Must doesn't exist in the past nor the future. So in the past we use had to, and in the future we use will have to. Okay? So be a little bit careful with these, that you don't get them confused, positive and negative. Okay? So if you go back to your book and look at page 92. Okay? In exercise 1, you need to complete the sentences with who or which. Remember, who for a person and which for things. In number 2, choose the correct option to complete the sentence. Okay? Think carefully, what does each pronoun refer to help you do this exercise. In number 3, you need to complete the sentences with the correct form of must or have to. Remember what I just told you about the positive, negative, past and future. Okay? And finally, exercise 4 and 5 are pet exam tasks. Okay? In exercise 4, you need to read the article, and for each space, choose the correct option below. There are 4 options for each space. In exercise 5, you need to read the text and complete each space with 1 word only. Remember, contractions like don't are 2 words because they're do not. Okay? So be really careful, just 1 word in each of the spaces. Okay? Now for page 91 and 92, what I really want you to do is do the exercises on paper. Then email them to me and I will correct them for you. Okay? You don't need to write the complete sentences, for example in 1, 2 and 3, only the correct answers in the spaces. Okay? Hopefully you can get that to me by Monday. Alright? And that's it for this video lesson. Remember, send me the homework, these 2 pages on paper, and any questions you have, you can email me. Alright? Hope we'll see each other soon. Bye guys!